Investigates. Good morning, everyone. Rachel Morin case. Suspect will be in court today. Let's talk. I am reporting from the border wall on the southern border, covering, we'll call it a national security crisis, because lately, folks, covering true crime, there has been numerous people that have been committing murders in the United States on females and innocent victims and children. And these suspects usually come into the United States illegally over the border wall. And we're going to talk a little bit about this guy right here, the suspect in the Rachel Morin case. His long name, Victor Martinez Hernandez. I want to make sure I say it right. There is also a new mugshot and new details about his case, where about his family in Maryland cooperating with authorities and giving authorities evidence. Apparently, he was staying in Maryland all the way up to May of this year. And then he booked out, which is very, very interesting, because he was like right there in Maryland. But I'm reporting from the border wall. I've been covering all these tragedies and about people that cross the United States illegally, coming into the United States, committing horrendous crimes. I mean, think about the case yesterday with the 12-year-old girl out of Houston, Jocelyn, Nunugary. Sad case. Sad. Totally preventable. Mother Rachel Morin is actually speaking out. You know, we don't, again, not going to necessarily make this about politics, but we are going to report what people are saying in reference to this case, and the mother and the family and the authorities in the Rachel Morin case was like calling out the White House because of the craziness that happens here on the border. I'm at a remote location just west of Jacumba, California. I've been covering down here for days and seeing with my own very eyes the people that crossed in. More people crossed in last night. They go right actually over the border wall. It's hard to see where they actually come in because it's so quickly and fast. And by the time they're in, then they're just walking along the dirt road. Usually a vehicle will pull up, and then they'll get out of the vehicle with a ladder, and then they'll pitch the ladder across, even over the barbed wire or the wire here. And then they'll just come in. Then they'll come in, and then Border Patrol round them up. So it's wild, folks. But there has been millions that have been coming across. Oh, this guy got a new mugshot, by the way. Let me take you back to my vehicle and we can talk. And I'm gonna share some articles. Pretty quiet out here this morning where I'm at. I'm at one of these migrant camps. I don't know what this is. A big fan or something. I don't know what this is. What in the world is this? Huh. That's interesting. It's all this like stuff and junk all along the wall. We're going to talk about Rachel Morin's killer. He does have a bond hearing. I'm not sure if the bond hearing is going to be broadcasted today. If anyone knows in the chat, please share. And we'll, because I would like to stream it today to get an understanding. But it's the consensus here is he's not going to get bond, right? He's a pure flight risk. And he's charged with some very horrific crimes. This is some sort of migrant camp here. Look at all the trash and everything like that. Water bottles, and there's fences and ladders, and look at all this. Crazy. Isn't that crazy? Somebody pitched a tent along the wall. Huh. And then somebody knocked the sign down. Look. Warning, no trespassing, keep out, restricted area, keep out. Yeah, so let me go in my vehicle here, and then we could talk a little bit about what's going on with the Rachel Morin case. Be down here for a few more days. It's definitely less than it was when I was here last time. But people are still coming across. They're usually doing like midnight raids, and they're coming through in the middle of the night. Let me get here. Okay, let's talk. Hello, everyone. JLR Investigates. Come on in. Come on in. There is the border wall as in back of me. Bugs are out. Really buggy out here. This guy here, there's actually a new mugshot of him. I want to show you his mugshot. There's a new mugshot circulating of this guy, and it's crazy because this guy doesn't look like, and I don't know why with technology nowadays, I don't know why they make all these people's mugshots so grainy and so dark. This one's particularly dark and grainy. I don't know why they do it. I mean, you figure law enforcement has the resources to at least get the mugshot that look like a good shot of the mug, right? The good shot of the mug. This one is like really dark, but he doesn't look like the guy. Like, I don't know if he grew his hair out, because maybe he did grow his hair out because, he was wanted out there as that image with the short hair on the side. Maybe he grew it out to kind of blend away. But it's quite possible he got tipped off, the way I'm reading this case, like he was in Maryland, and CBS News is reporting, and this is interesting, CBS, and I'm going to do a couple of reports here, but CBS News was reporting that, here's the title of the article. Here's the title of the article. It says, suspect was still in Maryland. He was still in Maryland at the time of the murders. Like, he was literally in Maryland. Let me get this up here. It says Rachel Morin's murder suspect was still in Maryland during the manhunt. During the manhunt, he was still in Maryland. And it's saying here, Victor Hernandez, 23. So he's 23. He's going to be spending the rest of his life in prison in Maryland for the next 80 years, 70 years at the taxpayer's expense, by the way. Victor Martinez Hernandez, a 23-year-old undocumented migrant accused of murdering Rachel Morin, was staying with family members in Maryland during the nationwide manhunt. Martinez Hernandez's family members told detectives that he'd been staying with them from December of 2023 until May of 2024, which I found interesting because they're saying from December 2023 to May 2024. But what about those couple months before December 23 when Rachel was murdered in August? September, October, November, December. Where was he for those 4 months? Because it doesn't seem like he was with his family's members then. So where was he staying? And what this article doesn't share is where in Maryland are we talking about? Where was his family in Maryland? He was arrested now into May. He was just arrested June 14th, and they're saying at a bar in Tulsa. He was arrested at a bar in Tulsa. So, he left Maryland in May and made his way to Tulsa. Let me put up these, let me put up the windows here. Give me 1 second. A lot of bugs all over the place. Bites, like bug bites. Getting a lot of bug bites at the border. But this guy here, so the question is with Mr. Hernandez, where was he at from the time after, where was he at from after he murdered Rachel Morin to December 2023? Because he says his family's saying he stayed with the family from December 2023 to May of 2024. So from May of 2024, this guy here went from Maryland to Tulsa. So we got there within 1 month, which you can travel and get there in a couple of days, right? But he got there pretty quick. Now the question, and Cordy G, thank you for the comment, is there other victims out there? I've been looking and seeing if there's been any other unsolved murders of any females or children or anyone that was on a jogging trail or someone out there in a park. And I haven't really seen any that are like unsolved. If you guys can name some, put them in, because, at this point, anywhere between Maryland and Tulsa, if there's any unsolved crimes between May and June, you could even if there are any like types of thefts or any types of someone's car being stolen or something, it's quite possible in Maryland, where by his family's house or somewhere, this guy could be responsible, because I don't think this guy quit committing crimes, and I think he probably was committing crimes all the way up to his arrest. I mean, think about what this guy is. They're saying that this guy They're saying this guy, and they're not saying if it's a child, but they're saying that this guy was wanted for murder in El Salvador on a young female. Now, they quote young female, but I haven't heard them say juvenile or child. But that's pretty scary, considering that, you know, he's wanted in El Salvador, comes up here multiple times last year in the wintertime, finds a border wall in El Paso, and then comes through the border wall illegally, through the border wall. Then he gets deported, and I guess when he gets deported, the United States just sends him back to Mexico, not El Salvador. And, you know, maybe the United States should have sent him to El Salvador. And that's another argument and another conversation, too, because Rachel Morin could be alive today. She could be alive today if the United States, the first time when they deported him and had him, because he got deported for a reason, and I'm assuming the reason is because he was wanted, right? That's the way people get deported in the United States when they come in. Remember I told you, when they come in, I would say the majority of them, 90%, get to stay, and they get a court hearing. So they come in illegally through the wall behind me. Once they get in, they go to Border Patrol, get processed, they get a court date. And then their court date's, you know, 4, 5, 6 years down the line. I'm trying to educate you guys a little bit about the process, and I don't know it all either. But you're probably going to hear it better here than most people because we've been on the border covering it and understand the process. They get a court hearing, you know, they get asylum judge court hearing, and they can claim multiple ways. One of them is asylum. They can say whatever they want. They can say they're persecuted in their country, and that's justification for them to stay. You know, they can say whatever they want, and they're instructed to say the certain things to be able to stay. But they do run these guys' fingerprints, and they do run their names, and most of the time when they come across the border, they're not even giving their real names anyway. Like, I've personally seen many of them, as soon as they enter into the United States at the border and get onto American land, once they hit American soil here, whatever documents they have on them, they shred up. They discard them. From that point, you can say that they could say they're anyone they want. They can say anything they want, because once they run their fingerprints or whatever, run their name, if there's no warrants, if they're not in Interpol or whatever databases they use to see if they have warrants anywhere else in the country, they're staying. They're staying. And the majority of the ones that are coming across, I'd say 90% stay. But in this guy's case, the first time, now he did this 3 times he actually got deported. The 4th one, he was a got-away. This guy, first time, comes in El Paso area. That's what it's reported, El Paso area. Something triggered law enforcement, Border Patrol, to deport him. But you would think he would get deported because they ran his name, legitimate name, Victor Antonio Martinez Hernandez, or Victor Martinez Hernandez, run his name and see, hey, whoa, red flag here. You're wanted for murder in El Salvador. And you would think that the responsibility of Border Patrol and the United States government would be to extradite him to the country he's wanted in. But I don't think they did that, folks. What it seems like when it says deported in this country, when it comes to that stuff, unless El Salvador was requesting them, but see, we don't know that. But when we hear about deportations, they're getting deported to Mexico, right back across the border. And once they get released to Mexico, Mexican authorities just kick them out and say, get out of here, get out of here. And this guy tries again, and he tries a second time. And the second time is either El Paso or Sunland Park, New Mexico, Santa Teresa, somewhere in that area. And he does the same thing. Gets caught. Run his name. You're out of here. Boom. Now he's back in Mexico again a 3rd time. What does he do again? Or second time. Then what does he do again? Tries a 3rd time. He went through this process 3 times, and each time he got caught by Border Patrol. And then they kick him right back to Mexico. And he gets a release in Mexico the 3rd time. And then the 4th time, he's known what we've been talking about a lot on the channel is gotaways. The gotaways. So the gotaways are, he climbs over the wall or through the wall or under the wall, however. He goes over the wall, scales the wall, and it's reported it's somewhere in New Mexico. So it's either Sunland Park or Santa Teresa. We've been to both places. Desert. I think it was probably Santa Teresa, because at this point he's like, F it. They're not going to let me stay in this country. I'm not going to surrender like everyone else does, because majority of the people that do cross over here, they're surrendering like right off the rip. The gotaways that don't want to get caught, they don't want to get caught because certain reasons. They're here for bad intentions, or they know they can't be here. The other ones that surrender, because a lot of people are asking, how come people, once they cross over, get rounded up by Border Patrol and stay at a camp, or why they stay put? It's because they know they can stay, or they know they're going to get, the most likely are going to be able to stay, because they probably they're not in the system or whatever like that. They know that, but this guy's been through the process 3 times prior, so he knows if he does it again, and they might have a policy, if you do it a certain amount of times, you could be charged with illegal entry, because you can be charged with illegal entry. But I don't know if they even implement that in this administration. I don't even know if they actually prosecute it, but there is a federal charge called illegal entry. And if you enter the country illegally, you can be charged. So he's a gotaway. He was a gotaway. He was a gotaway the 4th time. So he crosses over New Mexico and then just scatters into the desert. Someone picks him up, or he gets a ride and he gets rounded up with some friends or whatever like that. Friends come and get him, whoever. Someone comes and gets him. He ends up going to Los Angeles. There he victimizes another mother and a child in Mexico. Or I'm sorry, in Los Angeles. Gets away, goes to Bel Air. Apparently he has family in Maryland. And then murders Rachel Morin. But it could have been, what my point is, it shouldn't have even been to the situation. He should have been deported and sent back to El Salvador the very first time when the United States government deported him and was aware of him. Now, it could be fair to say that the first time he came around, he got deported for some other reason. But you got to be deported right away, right off the rip, because most people can say you had to have something big. And I think the government knew he was wanted for murder in El Salvador and didn't really do nothing about it. It's kind of like states in the United States. It's kind of like, you have a minor misdemeanor warrant, and you have a warrant out of, say, wherever. Say you have a warrant out of Maryland, a misdemeanor warrant, and you're down there in Virginia, or not Virginia, but you're farther away. You're in Florida, California, Texas, and you get pulled over, and you have a misdemeanor warrant from another state. Most of the time, with misdemeanor warrants, they're not going to do nothing to you. They're not going to do nothing to you for warrants, a misdemeanor warrant in another state. They will for a felony, but the officer's just going to kick you loose. They're just going to kick you loose. Well, in this case, this guy is wanted for murder. That's a serious charge. So it's not like, hey, okay, you're wanted for some minor stuff. We're just going to let you go, whatever like that. Make sure you go to your court date. You know you're wanted in another country, whatever like that. No, you're wanted for murder. You're wanted for murder. And what does the United States government do? Deports him to Mexico. Doesn't even take him to the country he's wanted from. So there's things that need to be fixed with this whole process, being at the border and the people that are coming in, because this is going to continue. This is going to continue. And you know what? Quite frankly, we're not going to play politics here, because the people, the family of Rachel Morin and the sheriff, Hartford County Sheriff, was throwing it back at the White House, Pennsylvania Avenue. This stuff is happening. This stuff is going to happen to the next presidential administration, the next one, and the next one. Because in all honesty, I don't care who's president. You ain't securing that border fully. And they're going to continue to come. They're going to continue to come. They'll just go to remote places like where I'm at. I'm in the mountains of California. I'm in Jacumba. Okay? You know what's crazy about this place right here? At the end of the mountain right there, there's a Mexican army tent up at where the wall ends. But the last few nights, when it's dark, media's not out, nobody's watching, the Mexican army allows hundreds of people to come in through the wall, around the wall. It's going to continue. It's going to continue. Policies. And if the policy, next administration or administration after that allows people to get deported instantly upon arrival. So if you hop over that fence and you get caught by Border Patrol, you go immediately back. Boom, boom, boom. Well, yeah, that's a good policy. We like that. But at the end of the day, there'll just be a lot more gotaways and there'll be a lot more people not trying to get caught by Border Patrol. And they're going to sneak in remote locations in Santa Teresa, in Santa Teresa, West Mexico, in Santa Teresa, New Mexico, West Texas, all the way out West Mexico where I'm at, all the way out here in the desert, mountainous area. They can just come in. They can just come in. You're not going to be able to stop it. You can't stop it. You can't stop. This wall is not going to stop anybody. They can scale this wall in 1 minute. Literally. If one person came up with a ladder, all they need is a spotter. They put a ladder up. Right there. Ladder goes up. Ladder. Over. Gone. You're in. Border Patrol can't scour every nook and cranny. So it is really scary. What do? Do you make a 100-foot wall up? Because the walls can actually be cut. They cut the walls too. They go under the walls. There's tunnels all over the place. There's tunnels. I haven't found a tunnel yet. But somebody's telling me there's tunnels around here where they actually have tunnels like somewhere on the Mexican side. And then it's like maybe like 10 or 15 feet to the wall. And then on the American side, the tunnels end up out. So they've been digging tunnels and they just go under the tunnels. I'm trying to find the tunnels. There's tunnels around here. I haven't reported that there's tunnels, but I'm told that there's tunnels around here. And that's scary too, because all you got to do is just go under the wall, do a tunnel. You know, the only thing you're going to be able to depend on is intelligence to, you know, find out where the tunnels are so you can blow up the tunnels and block the tunnels. It's scary, folks. It's scary. So the New York Post actually has an article also, and they elaborate a little bit more about the killer's family. And in this post, it says the family of Rachel Morin's suspected killer turned over crucial evidence to police. And this is coming out from the New York Post. Shoes and clothing belonging to Rachel Morin's alleged killer turned out to be crucial evidence that identified the murder suspect. Victor Antonio Martinez Hernandez's relatives turned over 2 bags of clothes and a pair of shoes that he left behind at their Maryland home after he took off. Why'd he take off? Because he knew the heat was on him. The DNA samples obtained from the clothing were processed at the Maryland State Forensic Lab, matching the DNA from the crime scene. There you go. But they don't give information. They don't even actually tell. And then they're saying, you know, his DNA matched from the crime scene in Los Angeles. So they had his DNA from there. But here's another thing too, is like these dudes, if you're not wanted in any country, your fingerprints is not going to show up anywhere. And sometimes, like countries like China and Middle East countries, they don't even cooperate in their databases with the United States. So even if the criminals are wanted, they're not going to know in this country. So it's scary, folks. It's very, very scary. Come on in, JLR Investigates, to take a walk on the border wall a minute and talk a little bit, because as we were covering this case, then we have this terrible tragedy in Houston, this 12-year-old girl. I mean, parents, and that's crazy because, you know, kids, they sneak out at night, right? They sometimes go out when their parents are sleeping, whatever like that, and they go out, go to the store, whatever, go hang out with somebody, whatever. That seems like this is the case. And what's scary is the way I read it was like when the mom realized she was missing, we're talking about Jocelyn, Nunugary. We're talking about Jocelyn. When the mother wakes up in the morning and realizes they're missing, then she ends up going like to the crime scene where her daughter was murdered in a bayou. Like, what kind of wild stuff is that, where your child goes out and just kind of sneaks out at night, maybe goes out a little bit, and ends up getting murdered by 2 people, like Victor Martinez, who we just showed. 2 people that crossed in the United States illegally. 2 guys from Venezuela. 2 guys that scaled the border wall. 2 guys that came into the country illegally, through the border wall in Texas just a few months ago, just after so-called Texas National Guard, Eagle Pass. You know, we've been covering Eagle Pass and Greg Abbott and Eagle Pass. They've been setting up all this wire and securing the border there. Well, guess what? After Border Patrol got kicked out of Shelby Park and Eagle Pass, the National Guard took it over. And National Guard was setting up wire at different spots all over Texas, Brownsville, El Paso. These dudes still sneak in illegally in El Paso and Eagle Pass. Two different locations. One's 21, one's 26. And somehow these two people that crossed in the United States illegally, there's chickens out here. I just heard chickens. Chickens out here. There's chickens. There's wild chickens. There's wild boars out here. There's weird stuff out here. I saw little Chihuahua dogs running around on the other side. These borders don't stop the bunny rabbits and different wildlife from going right through the wall. But these two kids, these two young, well, they're not kids, but they're 26 and 21, both entered the United States illegally at different ports of entry or through the wall in the cities. But they both end up together in Houston. Houston has a predominantly Venezuelan population, by the way, that's growing for people that crossed into the United States illegally. Majority of the people in Texas that cross in are from Venezuela. We discussed that yesterday. And what do? Murder an innocent 12-year-old girl. All could have been prevented. What happened to securing the wall, like Abbott said he was going to do? That's why, you know, I don't really make it about politics on JLR Investigates, but no politician, none. And I know people throw out different politicians' names in the chat and say that there's some policies that will prevent some of this, but you're not going to prevent this fully. You're not. People are going to come across the wall in remote locations. And the policies allow now where they can stay, like I said, and if they change that, you'll just see more and more gotaways. You'll just see more and more people coming in and sneaking through the shadows and don't want to get caught. It's very, very scary, folks. I don't know what the solution is here, because I think we're going to see more and more of this craziness where suspects that get arrested for doing horrific crimes to children or females, they're going to end up being from other countries because of the entire process the last couple of years, the explosion. You know, there was this thing called the selfie effect. And what these people do a lot of times, and I see it all the time, once they cross in, as soon as they land here, they start taking selfies. And they start sending selfies back to wherever they came from, to their friends. And they say, come on, it's easy. I'm here. So regardless, whatever policies in play to deport people back, people are now feel all across the world, because there has just been at least 40 or 50 different countries, people coming in to this country from all these different countries. They're going to think they can come here. And they're going to try it. This is like maybe generational. They're going to come. They're going to take that chance, and they're going to come. And they're going to come. Regardless if it's secure the border or not. They're going to come. If the border's secure, they'll find a way to get in. Tunnels, when Border Patrol's not in a particular area, in a remote area, desert. So we're living at some scary times, folks. And we've been waving the flag on JLR Investigates, covering this. We'll continue to monitor the Rachel Morin. Again, the bond hearing. He's not going to get bond. He's a flight risk. He's not even going to get bond. He's not even here legally. So he's no bond. What's weird is in some states, their policies to bond, they would actually give him a bond. $5 million bond, whatever. In Maryland, he's not going to get any bond at all. Let me know what you think, folks. I'm out here in the field. I just wanted to jump on quick and show you a little bit of border talk. You can believe me, you can not believe me. If I said something incorrect, correct me and set the record straight. I'm going on top of the hill. I'll show you the view out here. Let's go this way. Border wall. Quiet out here this morning. I thought maybe some people would sneak in while I'm doing a live, but look at this view out here. It's like $1 million view. Kinda. Can you see? Big mountains. How are you going to get Border Patrol to actually defend the entire border here? How are you going to get, how are you going to stop anyone? Again, it takes less than 3 minutes. I would say a minute to get over that wall. Real quickly. How are you going to stop it? You can't. You can't stop it, folks. You can't stop it. You could have 1 million Border Patrol agents. But you can't have 1 million Border Patrol agents, because the more Border Patrol agents, the more the cost. How are you going to stop it? When you have a country on the other side that's not even cooperating either. Military? What are you going to do? I'm asking you guys legitimately, what are you going to do? All over the place. You got mountains. Peaks of mountains. Electricity. Again, tunnels. There's tunnels. They literally come up with a saw and cut right through the beams. These guys have innovative ways to sneak in. And I just think, like, you know, it's the worldwide dream to come to America. And what I think ultimately happens is, because we talk, I get a little perplexed, like, okay, people coming in, and why would you even risk your life and commit crimes in the United States once you got that opportunity to be here? You think you would get acclimated and live the American dream and have some children and get a job or a business and work and be productive. Well, why don't these people do this? Because I think a lot of them are also bamboozled and fed false information and given false hope, because you come here, it's harder than you think it is. And a lot of times when people come in, you know, through this way, through the walls, they're living in the shadows. They're getting exploited themselves. And then they get angry and aggravated because it's not what they think it is. Like, look at the stuff when they were all in New York City. I mean, living in shelters. Couldn't work. I bet you that was frustrating. I bet you they weren't told that by whoever they paid to get here. So, you know, then they get desperate, and then they start committing crimes. Or they get aggravated, frustrated. You know what I mean? We got Border Patrol. We got somebody here. We got somebody here at the border. Might be in the news. They got lights blinking. Where's my vehicle? That's Border Patrol. So usually when Border Patrol comes down here, there could be some activity. Let's go for a drive and go check it out. Let's go follow him. You want to go follow him? We'll go follow. We'll go follow. But they're not rushing, so, I mean, rushing fast. They're not going fast. So. Actually, they're stay put right there. They see something? I don't see anything at the end of the road. Take a drive. We'll drive down and we'll see. You want to go for a drive? Stick with me, folks. We're going to go for a drive and see what we get. We're going to follow Border Patrol. See where they're going. I think they're just patrolling, but that was the first time I've seen them out here. I've been out here for hours. Reception okay? Might be a little spotty. Oh. The Ruby Raven. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Magnolia's running the chat. Magnolia's out here too. There he is. See? Yeah, you gotta be careful out here because there's cartel. Coyotes, cartels, drug dealers, smugglers, traffickers. We're gonna see. Here, I'll show you the Mexican army. At least we'll go down to the end and we'll see the Mexican army. All right, I'm approaching. There it is. There's the Border Patrol truck. What's going on here? We're almost there at the end of the wall. Ooh. Bumpy out here. I'll try to talk to the agents. Just let my presence known. I'm sure they're like, who's this dude following us? All right, we're at the end of the wall. Well, there's a dog out there. All right, check this out. This is the end of the wall. Right here. Can you guys see okay? This is where the wall comes to the end. So this is the Mexican army with their tents. Here you go. Go right around it. See what I mean? See, it stops at the wall. We filmed here before. Literally, go right around. See what I'm saying? There's Mexico. Go right around. See what I mean? Crazy. There's that car way over there. Border Patrol. There's some vehicles coming down now. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's laughable. Look at that. See what I'm saying? All they did was put some a little pallet there. There's a car zooming up. Let me get in my car because I don't know who this is. Dog out here. Look. All right, let me go back a minute. Yeah, it's crazy. June, thank you. Yeah, I don't know if some of you seen this on one of my last lives. Thank you, June. But here it is, folks. This is the ending of the border wall in this location, and people are coming through at night here. All these tents here with the Mexican army. It's not. It might be a day deterrence, but it's definitely not a night deterrence. We have a truck coming. What's going on here? They had camouflage on them. What's going on here? But see how it gets dusty out here? Terrain gets dusty. Now that was Americans. They're behind me now. Might even try to pull me over. I'm gonna go up here back to the base camp. I got this truck behind me. I'm gonna see them. They'll probably pass. They'll probably just wave, but we'll see. almost there. But this just gives you a general idea. This is, I mean, the border is thousands and thousands of miles. This is just an example, folks. Man, those guys behind me in a red truck were in fatigues. They look like maybe they were National Guard. I don't know. Does California have the National Guard out here? Here they go. Yeah, they had. Those guys had fatigues. Look, we got Border Patrol up here now. Usually when they're up here, there's a sign that these people could be coming across. Or coming along those railroad tracks. Oh, yeah, we got people, folks. We got people. We got people. Yep, look at that. See what I mean? People crossed in. Let's go investigate. JLR investigates. We got people that crossed in. They're walking railroad tracks, folks, see? Let me get my other camera. I can film it on the other camera. Yep, walking the railroad tracks, folks. People crossed. Look at this, folks. Check it out. That's what I'm talking about. They just come on. They come. We don't know where they come from. We're going to go over here and watch the process. Men. It's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 men. 8 men. There you go, folks. This is what I'm talking about. Hey, you guys speak English? English? Where you come from? India? Where did you come in at? Like, did you come over the wall, over the mountain? How much you pay to get here? Money. How much? Okay, so you guys are India. Oh, you got a bigger group coming too. Wow. All right, folks. Can we see the reception okay? How old are you guys? How old? Age? How old? 20? 24? 21. Where are you guys going? Well, like what city? Chicago, Los Angeles, New York? California, Wisconsin? Okay. Thank you. All right. Oh my God, we got a humongous group coming, folks. Down here. Oh my God, we got hundreds. Folks, we got hundreds that are coming down. I see a huge, I don't know if you can see this, folks, but there is a huge group that's coming. I'm gonna go get my tripod and we're gonna just evaluate the situation. Border Patrol's here. They told him just to stay put. Look at this. We have more coming. See what I'm saying? They come through the hills, folks. Large group from India. Hello. See this, folks? So far, it's all men. Share this video out, folks, so you can see what exists. Where are you guys going? Speak English?
No.
No? Now here come some children. Where you guys come from? China? China. All right, so we got some Chinese too. From China.
Thank you.
Hello, where you come from? What country? China?
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Rồi, đến nước đặc biệt đâu. Quá đẹp. Đến nước gì rồi. Đến nước gì rồi. Nước gì rồi.
All right, so they came from Vietnam, some China, some India. They just came out of nowhere on the railroad tracks. This is what I'm talking about, folks. And there's no border patrol here at all. They left. Look, the selfie effect. I was telling you, the selfies. Look. They're taking pictures. No border patrol. Where's border patrol? So, this is what I'm talking about, folks. Every day it happens here. This is probably a group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, about 30. About 30. Look like 100 of them were walking down the railroad track. That's why that vehicle went by, that National Guard, they had camouflage, and Border Patrol went up there, because usually when they go up there, like I told you, they were going up there, they were intercepting them or figuring out what's going on. So those individuals there most likely came through on the other side of the mountain there. There's a gun range over there. They probably came through there. But that's an indication when there's activity, is when there's Border Patrol trucks that will go down that way like they did. And that's why we followed, and look what happened. Look what happened. Wow. And there's no, I'm gonna go over here and get my tripod. We're gonna monitor, we're just gonna sit here and monitor the situation. All right, they're already bringing vans. They're already bringing some vans here. So we're gonna get the tripod up, and we're gonna monitor this. If you guys just want to see the process, stick around. We're gonna be here monitoring the. Yeah, they got vans up here, so they're probably gonna most likely. I'm gonna turn my car around and get my tripod out, so just bear with me. Yeah, they're all taking selfies. Pictures, look. They're all taking pictures. Pretty crazy. Wild stuff. JLR investigates live at the U.S. border. And a large group of people from China, Vietnam, and India. We're gonna set up a tripod here, folks, so just bear with me. Give me 1 second to. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna set the tripod up. We're gonna monitor this situation. Almost there, folks. Give me a second. I don't know where my screw is. Up there it is. Here we go.
Hey, up to the back.
How many is that?
I got 7.
7? Morning.
How are you?
A little busy this morning, huh?
It's always busy. Always busy.
I follow where you guys go. When you guys race that way, I know where the action is. This is the first group today.
Stay ahead of the game. Hey, that's it right here. Last one, right? This is it.
Can I send you 14 to my man?
What's up? This is it. They're all packed in there.
Can you open mine? I'll send you 14.
Yeah. Make one more run. Wait.
Should be 3 to see. I see 2 to some of them are 2 to 6.
3.
That's 12.
You get one more. Okay.
All right, so there's 4 remaining. So they loaded 2 vans up, and they got 4 remaining. So they were able to get most of the group in. There's 4 remaining.
So we'll come back for the last group. Just let me know we'll come back. So we're looking on our way out.
Copy off 3. Okay. We'll be bringing in 28 from the Willows, 914.
28. They got 28. And then they got well, they just said 28 from the Willows. I don't know what that means. They just said 28 from the Willows. This isn't the Willows though. Speak English? You speak English? 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 They just left 4 of them there. I think he told the one guy there to just stay put. We'll be back. Selfie.
Muchas gracias. De hecho, muchas gracias por llegar acá.
So there you have it, folks. It's crazy, isn't it? We're out here in the field, and 4 got left behind. Glad I went live on this today, right? Glad I went live on this. There more come through. I mean, this is just a continuous. This is, believe it or not, this is called the San Diego sector, and there's probably about right now about 600 to 700 a day coming through this particular area. Probably the most in the country, according to Border Patrol numbers. But at one point last year, there was thousands that come through this place a day. So there's 4 left. Now here we got another Border Patrol truck coming. Somebody zooming. Usually when you get the zoom in and everything, folks, and them out and about, there's activity going on. So there's activity going on out here. This agent here is going to pick up the other 4, I believe. So we'll watch that in the process. I think. I don't know. He's just sitting there now. Oh, they're using the bathroom. Thank you, Erica J. Yeah, I need to get a translator app. I have one. Sometimes Magnolia's with me and she'll translate. All right, so Border Patrol just left them behind. They're still here. It's wild stuff, folks. It's so fascinating seeing this in real time. You're literally watching people that crossed in the United States illegally in real time. It looks like 3 of them here are from China. Maybe Vietnam, but one group said China, one said Vietnam, the other said India. I think this one's Spanish, I believe. Okay, here comes another Border Patrol truck. And this is why we talk about the Rachel Morin killer, and the Laken Riley killer, and Lisbeth Medina killer, and Jocelyn, Nunugary. That's why we talk about these killers, because these killers, this is exactly how they come in. This is exactly how they come in, down there at the southern border. And here in this area, again, they're saying 600 a day. 600 a day. 600 people a day in one location, one particular sector. Do the math. Across the southern border, in its peak last year, there was 15,000 a day along the entire U.S. southern border. 15,000 a day. 15,000 a day. How much does that add up to? It's like 3 something, 4 million a year, something like that. I don't know. I'm not a math guy offhand like that, but those high numbers is so high. It's wild, folks. So we're talking like 10 million people in the last 3 years have come in this way. They just walk right in. Backpacks, luggage. Look at the luggage. They got luggage. Luggage, backpacks. Turning the air up a little bit. Some run, though. Some do run. Temperature out here. Oh, we got more. Look at this. We got another group, folks. Does not stop here. Look at this. Let's go over here and see this. We got more, folks. We got more. Thought that was it. Guys were probably like, is that it? Nope. We got more. We got more coming down the railroad tracks. Let's go investigate. JLR investigates. Got another large group coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Here we go again, folks. Oh, yeah, it's still coming down the end of the tracks. They come in waves. He's dragging luggage. He's dragging luggage. China. Where you come from? China? Yeah, he didn't want to say. Gotcha. Hello, you come from China? China? Where are you going? What city you going to? Los Angeles, New York? You don't know? This is exactly why I'm out here, folks. Thank you very much for the support. Your support helps us get the truth. Now we got media here too. So it's getting hot out here, folks. It's probably about getting close to 90 degrees. JLR investigates out here in Jacumba, California. This is ground zero where people are crossing into the United States illegally from this location here. And they come in waves, as you just saw. This group here looks like mostly from China that I seen. Some said Vietnam, but the other one said China. So that's what you got going on here. Doing the best I can with reception. It is a very remote area, so we're lucky we're online here now. But share this video out because you can see firsthand what in the world's going on here in Jacumba, California. Oh yeah. One. Water. So I'm wondering if another group's going to come. I'm going to go over here to the railroad tracks. So they're coming in through the railroad tracks, probably around that mountain from that border wall. So they're probably trekking about, they're getting dropped off right before the wall, and then they have to make a trek. But it's unclear where exactly they're coming in at. But I think it's at the gun range way over here. And I want to do my best to give you guys perspective. I mean, we started this video out about the Rachel Morin killer, and then we turned into people crossing into the United States illegally. But it just validates everything I said prior to the people coming in about the we won't even necessarily call it a border crisis anymore. This is like a national security crisis. You know, and in the group, you know, in that group, you got women and children too, you know, so children get brought across. You want to think that that's their real children, but there's also a lot of speculation out there. People claim that sometimes they just bring children with them and they're not their real children, but they use the child as a justification to stay on U.S. soil or for whatever reasons. Some people even say trafficking. All right, so you got one border patrol here. I do not see anyone else coming that I can see. No, I don't see anyone else coming. So far we've seen about 60 or so, maybe 60, 70. They took 2 vans away. And they're probably going to bring 2 more vans. But at one point it was getting so bad here that the entire area was filled with hundreds just waiting. And they would sometimes wait out here for days before they get picked up, which was even more scary. They would make fires and tents on this area. See all these rocks here? Has this like Mars feel, like I'm on the planet Mars with all these rocks. The whole place is inundated with giant boulders, craters, boulder type. Oh, man. I have to get water myself. So will there be another wave come through? That remains to be seen. How long will these people be out here until they get picked up? Remains to be seen. They're seeking like shelter. Like it's so hot out here that you have to go like in the shade. They're in the shade. They don't want to be out in the sun. Sometimes when the sun shifts, they'll go over on the border wall and they'll lay on the border wall because there's shade on the wall. I don't see any more border patrol out here. But yeah, I'm going to sign off. JLR Investigates. You share this video out, folks, and you see firsthand what the world's... Well, actually, he's interviewing someone in Spanish. Just listen to what he has to say. Give me some translators. Give me some translators. This is Telemundo.
¿Mucho tiempo? ¿Como cuánto? ¿Una hora, 2 horas?
Como casi 2 horas.
2 horas caminando? Okay.
Way down there, I hear some dogs barking, and that's another sign when people are coming when the dogs bark. I was perched out here pretty late last night. They sneak in at night, too. So this is the first time I actually saw a large group since I've been here in the daytime. Now, me and Magnolia, we're going to put a premiere. So you need to watch, please, everyone. Please watch this video tonight on JLR Investigates. We'll put it out maybe 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern. And me and Magnolia were up in the mountains 2 nights ago, about 1 a.m. And a large group from China came through. And they were, you know, we filmed and documented the whole, you know, they were coming out of the woods. One lady had a big black eye because she fell, and they were hiding, and they were kind of hiding from us because they were scared of us because they thought we were the Mexican army. But we got some amazing footage of them coming through the mountains at night. So we'll put that on tonight as a premiere to let you guys know. So make sure you stay tuned to that. All right, folks, JLR Investigates. I'm going to sign off and get some water. I'll be back on later if anything else breaks. Down at the U.S. border, let me know what you think. We'll talk soon. Thank you, guys. Have a good day. Thanks for the support. We'll talk soon. JLR Investigates.